Hello everyone, Ali Sharaki here. I thought I just share something with you guys about physical fitness. Last week, some of you seen my post. I concentrated too much on mental health and trying to do self-development all the time, and I actually didn't notice I gave up on my physical fitness. Because I was concentrating too much on my mental fitness. Now, I did a interventional coaching with one of Tony Robbins' coaches, which is my mentor, and I'm learning from them how to do the mastery to help other people. And I realized I couldn't believe it. I actually realized I have given up on my health, and I given up on loving myself and looking after myself. And I'm just trying to concentrate on other people. Now, what I want to talk about is what happened to triggers this emotion of me wanting to improve my health. Was I went on a hike with my kids, and I realized they was running, and after a few steps, I couldn't walk anymore. I couldn't breathe anymore. It was embarrassing, They just went over the, hill and, start waiting for me. Then they had to come down and grab my hand and pull me up with themselves. And it was embarrassing, because 1999, I used to do boxing. I used to do, Wing Chun, martial art and all this stuff. And I thought still I've got it. But because I stopped doing exercise for 3 or 4 years, clearly that ability is gone. Now that, I couldn't breathe. I was sweating. All my muscle was burning. All my muscle was in pain. Now, if you would have taken a brain scan of me that time, probably you would have seen all the chemical, all the hormone, and my oxygen level and everything is completely different to somebody who's actually exercising regularly and every day. Now, in that moment, that doesn't mean I actually have a disease, and it's not something which I'm not going to be able to achieve it by practicing. So nobody's going to label me as endurance disorder. That's completely wrong. I hope you guys agree. You don't label somebody as endurance disorder if they just can't simply walk or walk up the hill because for a few years they haven't been exercising. Now that just made me wonder, why do we label people straight away when they have issues like OCD or depression and all this stuff? I know it's real, but it's not something which they can't do. Same as physical fitness. What do you do for your physical fitness? Like now, last week, I've been walking and I've been going to gym. All my muscle is hurting. All my muscle is in pain because I'm going to gym after a long time. And I know I'm not going to lose weight and get fit straight away after 1 week. So the key is not to give up and keep doing it every day. I've got to keep doing it every day. If I just do it 1 day and 2 days, and because that pain came and I don't see my six-pack coming up and just give up, say, you know what, it's not going to work on me. That's it. No, how long it took me to put all this fat on. It took me a long time, to put all this fat on and lose my ability to be able to be fit. So obviously it's going to take me a long time also to get fit, and I have to do exercise and all this stuff. That doesn't mean somebody have to come and label me as good afternoon, Sean, thank you for watching. That doesn't mean somebody have to come and just label me as endurance disorder person. Same thing goes for your your brain. If what exercise do you do for your mental health? Because at the moment what I realize is when I've been going through all this coaching and everything, I realized I actually had some sort of problem because I was traumatized when I was a child. I was living in a country where it was in war with Iraq, and it was bombarded with airplane every minute, and all the houses was broken, around all around our house, and I saw lots of dead people and everything. And for a long time I was scared to come outside the house. Even when I came here, I kept looking at the sky, looking for airplane to see maybe it's any airplane, or maybe I was putting a stove between the door to make sure nobody's gone inside the house while I've been out. And I saw all this as normal because the system tell you mental health issue is only when you're lying down on the floor in your own poor way and screaming on the middle of the road, and then that's when they're gonna diagnose you as having a mental health issue, and then they're gonna start giving you some tablet. No, mental health issue, if you have a brain, you will have a mental health issue. It's not about just somebody who's gone crazy and is screaming and like laughing for no reason. No, it's not. If you have a brain, that's what I realized. If you have a brain, you definitely have mental health issue. Now, why you see yourself as normal, other people as having an issue, is because now you start to learn how to control it. If you learn how to control your emotion and the way you deal with your emotion, you practice for it, you got exercise to do, you got to do meditation, exactly same as your physical health. When you do exercise every day for your physical health, you got to do the mental health practices as well. Your brain is not gonna get fixed by just doing physical exercise. Same as your muscle, you go to the gym, you do exercise for your muscle, it takes a long time for you to have some muscle. Same thing for your brain. That's where lots of learning and lots of meditation and all this comes in. And if you don't look after your brain, then you're gonna have mental health issues. And trust me, every one of us have a brain. Of course we have, don't we? And if you have a brain, if you don't look after it, if you don't know how to control your emotion, if you don't practice the exercises which is important for your brain, well, of course you're gonna have mental health issues after. So my point here is, I just don't know why people think they have depression and it's not gonna go. Of course you can overcome your depression, of course you can overcome your anxiety, of course you can overcome all your mental health issues by practicing. Same as what you do when you're practicing, in the gym. Now, I was an emotional person. Every time I used to get stressed, I used to eat food. I didn't even realize it. I used to run and just get sandwich and start eating sandwich. But what happened is, I had my coaching session, interventional coaching session with Magali, and then she triggered and she went back to my childhood. We realized, why am I emotional eater and why am I eating when I'm emotional? Because when I was a child and my house blew up, I was alone in the house. I was by myself. I was a child and my mom and my dad went to the doctor appointment, and because I was coming back from school by myself, walking back, I just went home and I went to sleep. When I woke up, all the houses around us was blown up, and I was so stressed. That day I started eating too much food, and because eating food gave me comfort, I started to become an emotional eater. So every time I have a stress or I'm angry with something, I start eating food, and that's why I start to gain weight and start getting fatter and fatter and bigger and bigger. Now, by doing that interventional coaching, she took me back to my childhood and helped me to accept that fact, that moment and what happened. And then she brought me back. She removed that memory and she replaced it with a good memory of, look, you are here now, you are safe and nothing gonna happen. It was quite a deep conversation we had. And it's quite funny. Today is the third day I haven't ate anything. Last night, at 7 o'clock, I cooked some food for myself and I tried to eat it, but I wasn't hungry. Today, it's been exactly 3 days I haven't been eating food. No, that's not healthy, but I made a bulletproof coffee, which has got butter and is the keto diet. And I drank a little bit of it in the morning, but eating food, today is the third day I had no food and I don't feel hungry. Usually, probably I would have had about 8,000, 9,000, 10,000 calories. Every lesson, after each lesson, I would have run to the McDonald's or run somewhere to eat something. Now, I realize I just don't have to eat every second because the time said to me, 12 o'clock, you got to eat. 6 o'clock, you got to eat because you've been eating like that all your life. Because somebody said to you, no, people are different. My insulin in my body, it needs to go down. So the only way is to not to eat so much. Now, I start to listen to my body and I only eat when I feel hungry. Not just eat for the sake of it because the time for it or because everybody else is eating. And I realize, I'm not actually hungry most of the time when I'm eating food. So this is all up here. Now, I'm very lucky, I had that conversation because I didn't even realize I had this issue because, I thought with lots of positive thinking and, lots of positive motivational, videos I'm watching and everything, probably I'm going to sort it. No, I really needed help because that was a trigger in my head. Without me noticing it, I was an emotional eater. So by sorting that out, now I think I lost about 6 or 7 kilos last few days. And I'm not hungry. And I'm not trying to starve myself. I've got lots of food ready. As soon as I feel hungry, I just go and eat it. But I just don't care if everybody else is eating, and be forced because they are eating, I need to eat as well. So if you want to lose weight, you need to work on your head first. Sort out the stuff in your head, and then you can go for it strong. Usually, I couldn't stay on a diet or anything, more than 1 or 2 days. I just had to break it, So that's very important. Also, you need to understand if you are finding it difficult to do exercise, what's the reason? Because you haven't done it for a long time. Now, how long is it going to take you to get back to the routine and start doing exercise? It's going to take you a long time. It took you a long time to be able to get to the state where you are now, which you feel like you got allergy to exercise. I used to think I got allergy to exercise. It's funny. I used to say to myself, now you got if you go and exercise because you're breathing fast, your heart is going to stop and you're going to die. So don't do exercise. Don't walk around so much. You got problem with your heart. I did a check with the doctor. He said, nothing wrong with your heart. You're just making up this stuff to not to go and do exercise. All excuses. So this is very important to understand. To get physical fitness, you need to do exercise. But to get mental fitness, you also need to do exercise. There are different exercises for your brain to get your brain in a healthy shape. Also, there are different exercises to get your body in shape. You can't have a healthy body and don't have a healthy mind. But also, you can't have a healthy mind and have, because then the healthy mind lives in a healthy body. To be able to have a healthy mind, you have to have a healthy body. I feel great, and I'm glad I overcame that moment of my life. And I didn't even realize why I was eating just like that. I thought it's normal. Because I've been told it's normal. Because I saw lots of people around me, they are just emotional eaters. So I thought it's just normal. Like, every time I take somebody for a driving test, I used to just go and keep buying sandwich for myself, pasty for myself. I wasn't even hungry, but I kept buying them for myself. And the reason was, when I done the interventional coaching, when I went back to my childhood, was because I started eating when I was alone and my house was blew up, and eating that food in that moment got me busy and it stopped me from thinking and being worried of getting killed. Now, I don't know what you define mental health issue, but if you are one of those people, you keep checking your car door, you keep checking the door, you're hiding your laptop under the bed because you think maybe the thief's gonna come in and take your laptop because they've been watching you, or I don't know, you don't take sandwich from somebody because you think maybe it's gonna be poison, you're gonna get killed, and always you are worried. If you have little bit headache, you go online and start checking for cancer, and maybe you got cancer and all this. These are all mental health issues. And it's the fear. It comes from the fear. You know, as a child, we was born with only two fears. One, the fear of being dropped off, and the fear of loud noise. There would be no more fear in our body when you were born. Why do you have more fear when you grow up? Because you developed them during a year. Because of something happened to you, or during your childhood, or during your adulthood. Something happened to you and caused you to be scared and have that fear in your body. So it's very important to understand those fears. There is no point of keep accepting it and saying to yourself, or somebody tell you, be positive, try to overcome this, man up, and don't. No, it's got nothing to do with you manning up or you trying to be positive. You trying to be positive, but it's impossible. Unless you accept the fact of what happened and then you solve your problem with your past, then you can move on to the future. So my main point on this video was just this. Guys, understand this. If you accept and agree, please write a comment if you agree with this. If you agree with this, write a comment, please. Yeah? And if you're watching this on replay, just write replay. If you're watching live, just press live. This video is going to help a lot of people. Encourage me to make more of these videos to help you guys as well. That's very important, to encourage somebody. If you like my videos, just make sure you encourage me as well. So I keep doing, You're not going to lose anything. You might help somebody as well to understand the system. But you need to understand this. If you accept the fact, to be able to be physically fit, you need to do exercise and you need to go to gym. And it's not going to be only 1 day or 2 day exercise to get you fit. You need to accept the fact as well. For your brain also, you need exercise. If you are just doing a physical exercise, of course, your body, your muscle is going to get fit. But what do you do for your brain? How do you get your mental health in check? That's very important. And that's what we're going to do in my group, which I create the group and I invited only 50 of you. Only people, I haven't invited anybody. I just ask anybody who wants to join. They can join the group so we can close the group and then we can start doing one-to-one live sessions with people and trying to see what's their problem. Everybody can see it, and we're going to do a live session with them, trying to coach them live, and everybody else, maybe they're going to enjoy as well and they're going to learn from it. There is no criticism in that group. We're just going to work and try to help each other. That's why I'm going to make the group close. And after that, not everybody can join. The reason I left it to you guys is because I want only people who they are ready to do the mental exercise as well join the group, not just everybody. I don't want observers just come there and see what's going on in the group. I want people who they actually want to change and actually they want to learn how to overcome their mental health issues as well. Now, if you have a brain, you have a mental health issue, but depends at what level you are. We all have it. Some people can control it, some people can't control it. Some people know how to control it, some people don't know how to control it. If you don't know how to control it, then you need a doctor. Or you need a coach. But if you know how to control it and if you are in a strong mind position, then good luck to you. But that's a fact. Because we have a brain, we also have mental health issues. That's a very important fact we need to understand. We was born with a brain, very important computer, very big computer, very clever computer, but we never been given the manual for this brain to use it, how to use it. That's why we need to learn how to use it. Same as exercises. You need to go and get the coach. You need to get the, learn the exercises. What exercise you need to do for a different muscle. Same for your brain. You need to learn how to do it, or by reading, or by getting a coach, by watching videos, whatever. But you need to learn how to control your brain, how to control emotion. Otherwise, you will have problems. And when it gets deeper and deeper, even doctors and medicine is not going to help you to fix it. So very important to help yourself and help your children, to have a strong mind other than having a strong physical body. Thank you for watching. Thank you, Hossein, for watching. Farouk, thank you very much. Neil, thank you. And see you next video.